For years, Sean Diddy Combs seemed untouchable. Power, wealth, and connections shielded him from real consequences. But now, that shield is cracking. Rumors about the reckoning suggest it will include all the stories that couldn't make it into the first documentary. And according to industry whispers, 50 Cent might be ready to reveal shocking secrets about some major celebrities this time. Here's a look at every big name rumored to appear in the follow-up and what could come to light.
There are a lot of great and powerful interviews in this, but where are A-list celebrities? Where are people in his orbit that remain silent? Like, they've never really even spoken out against the allegations or anything that's going on. Are people just concerned about their careers? Are they afraid to speak out? Because I remember Harvey Weinstein, right away everyone was like piling on and talking. Why is everyone afraid to say anything about Diddy?
It's a part of the hip hop culture. Like, they think that they are telling something. Or just mind your business type of thing. Like, so if there's no, other than that, you would look, if I wasn't saying the things that you heard me say, there would be nothing being said at all. So it'd just be, you would assume that the culture is for those behaviors.
The first celebrity reportedly in 50 Cent's crosshairs is Snoop Dogg. Diddy and Snoop have been connected for decades, making music together, attending the same high-profile events, and moving through the same Hollywood circles. Their friendship has always been in the public eye.
Hey, Dog, what about the Lakers?
We do agree on.
Yeah.
They don't like Boston, man. That's one thing about us, man. We don't like Boston, man.
That's what we gonna go to the game and bring this thing on home. You know, we the good luck charm. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Connected dots. That's right. We see y'all. That's right. That. Game 7. That's what's up.
Yet, when past allegations involving Snoop resurfaced in public, nothing ever happened. No formal investigations, no real consequences. Life went on as if nothing occurred.
That Snoop Dogg, not again, mentioned him in December of 2020, but everybody beat the hell out of me. Screw you, that can't be true. What the hell do I know, right? And then recently it just came out again that Snoop Dogg got accused of actually trafficking children. And what did everybody do? Ooh, Snoop Dogg is at the halftime. I'm going to the halftime. But we canceled Dr. Seuss. And Jemima. And nobody mad. Nobody. Super Bowl had this. They were dripping down from the letters. The LVI. I know, that's fine. That's fine. Let's go to the game. Make some hot wings. It's fine. It'll pass. It'll pass, right? It's phase. It's just a phase. But oh no, tell somebody that plastic straws are coming back and throw a fit.
Ally Carter claims that as early as 2020, Snoop Dogg was linked to serious accusations. At that time, her statements were attacked, dismissed, and widely ignored.
Ally Carter told us about Diddy. Ally Carter has spoke out so much throughout the years and told us exactly how all of this is connected. The very first time she spoke out, she spoke about there being underground tunnels where she was moved through. And there have been a lot of rumors about Diddy allegedly having these underground tunnels that run to the Playboy Mansion. And the Playboy Mansion does have underground tunnels. Here is the blueprint of the Playboy Mansion that they made showing the underground tunnels underneath the mansion. And I blew this up a little bit more for you guys because back in the day, it actually led to celebrities' houses. Ally Carter has just made an affidavit of truth that she turned over to the feds against Diddy and other celebrities about how she was allegedly abused at a Playboy Mansion party. As you can see, here's Diddy's name here and others such as Birdman, Denzel Washington, and Young Jock. In this document, she speaks about how she was a party favor and how other children were there as party favors as well, and how they were set on a table and had to wait for people to come and choose them. She explained how once these people were done with what they were doing, and I have to watch what I say, but you guys get what I'm saying, they would be placed back on the table for someone else to choose them. She explains how these parties turned into a whole frenzy once the DJ started music and turned on the flashing lights. And then she explains how there was things at this party called body cakes, and it means that these would be on the table and people would put food on them and then they would eat off them. Y'all, I just seen a footage of Diddy doing this at a white party that he held back in the 2000s. She explains in this affidavit that they would bring in animals like donkeys and burros, and they had to have physical relationships with them as these people watched. And her and another girl ended up throwing up, and they rubbed their faces in it as punishment.
That discrepancy raises eyebrows. Other celebrities have faced public backlash and platform bans for far less, but Snoop stayed untouched. Critics argue that kind of protection doesn't come from innocence, it comes from influence. Journalist Gene Deal also noted that Biggie reportedly grew increasingly suspicious of Snoop before his death, saying he didn't trust him at all.
Do you have an issue with Snoop saying that him and Biggie was cool at the time of his death? Because it is a known fact that Snoop and Biggie did link up in Atlanta after Tupac got killed and they squashed everything. I think Little C's even confirmed that.
Bruh, listen to me. Bruh, listen here. Motherfuckers think I make all this shit up, bruh. I don't make none of this shit up, say. Look at the actions. Lil C said they was in motherfucking Cali for 2 months, right?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think he did say they was in Cali for 2 months. Yeah, you right, he did say that.
Alright? You my man pots and pans. I come to Texas, I call you up. Yo, Art, Big Gene, I'm in Texas, bro. Where you at? What you gonna do, Art?
We gonna link up. We gonna hang up.
Oh, we gonna hang out? Any good places to eat?
I'm gonna tell you where the good places to eat and everything. And whatever you need to know,
all that, right? All right. Why you gonna do that, Art? Let's keep it funky right now. Cause I'm tired of this shit, man. Let's get down to it. Why you gonna tell me that, Art? Cause you my man, pots and pans, right?
Right.
We gonna hook up. What picture you see with Snoop and Big while they was out there? What restaurant they went to meet up? Where did they get together and smoke? Big like to smoke, Snoop like to smoke. When did Snoop come over to the studio and smoke one L with him? Let's keep it funky, Art. Come on, man. You want this, I'm gonna give it to you. Let's keep it a buck. Big got in that studio and said, I don't know why this Snoop's calling me. I'm not telling this where I'm at. I didn't make that shit up. Do you understand me? What they say in the public, what they say on camera and films, I may be wrong of saying the shit they say behind the scenes. But I'm saying it. And I'm holding truth to it. It's from my mouth to God's ear. The nigga said, this Snoop keep calling me.
Another notable absence in the first documentary is Kevin Hart. Once close to Diddy's inner circle, Kevin attended Diddy's well-known camps and high-profile events and openly discussed his time around him.
We want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close to the bed. But it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did it.
No, I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. Shouts out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, just let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even I don't want it to come close to the bed at all. I should look like he fresh off a goddamn plane. I should
Fresh off the garden stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and pause, but like that's how. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the frosted flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the frosted flakes because he used to always get up early. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world.
What the Puff just said? Nobody's going to acknowledge this with me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the frosted flakes and we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen, that was stupid.
We having a good time. Yo. Your usher made it in. Hey, yo.
Kevin even structured some events to be shorter on weekdays, so attendees would leave early. While audiences laughed, some viewed his jokes as subtle warnings. Kevin never directly accused Diddy of wrongdoing, but his careful words suggested he knew more than he let on. That cautious approach is likely why Kevin Hart didn't appear in the documentary. He knows how to navigate delicate situations without overstepping.
The internet is going wild on him, saying that he was a curator and a narrator of one of the Diddy parties and got caught on tape. You hear that?
Wow. I didn't hear that one.
That must be one of your favorite. That must be one of your favorite comedians, then. Cause you ain't hear that.
That was cool.
Huh?
I didn't hear it.
Get out of here.
It was cool, but I didn't hear that one. I must have missed it, man. I think I caught most of them.
I think he almost fell in the tub with one of the girls. Diddy had some girls in the tub, a tub of baby oil or something like that, and he almost fell in the tub. I went to a party before, and You Can't Handle the Truth and King Kong Ain't Got Nothing on Me was at one of those parties. I was bodyguarding one of the girls. So what I'm saying is that it's rampant, and this was years ago. This was over 20 years ago.
Former child actor Orlando Brown has long made public claims about multiple celebrities, including Kevin Hart. While many dismiss his statements as exaggerated, repeated mentions of the same names still add pressure and raise questions.
Ed, he turned down $50 million 4 times.
No, he didn't.
To protect his integrity and his virgin hole.
No, he didn't. He did that. He did that to say that Kevin Hart took $50 million to unvirgin his hole.
Can you explain a little bit?
No, I just told you what happened with that.
So you don't believe Cat when he says that he turned down $50 million for?
No, I believe that was a punch at what he did, what Kevin Hart did for that movie Get Hard. He showed y'all what he did. He sucked Will Ferrell's kids to get hard. Now he's high. Now he's acting all hard. Every picture he just short. He wasn't ready. All that. It's the same.
Meek Mill is another name long associated with Diddy, making his rumored inclusion in the second documentary unsurprising. Some of the allegations tied to him and Diddy are deeply disturbing. According to Gene Deal, one of their parties reportedly ended with bloodshed at Diddy's property.
I asked you about this party, right, that Diddy threw for Meek Mill. You heard about how the owner, she came out saying that she found used condoms, lubricant, razor blades, powder, blood on the bed sheets. You heard about this?
No, what happened is that Diddy had rented a mansion out for Meek Mill's birthday party, and he had rented it for like $25,000. I remember we rented one of Cher's mansion out. You know what I'm saying? And that's the day he had fired his cook, but that's a whole nother story. You know what I'm saying? It was me, Wolf, Mace, was Ock staying there? No, just me, Wolf, Mace, Puff, and there was one other person staying in the mansion. But anyway, long story short is that they came recently. This happened a long time ago, but they recently just made a statement that they found loads of cocaine. I wonder what they did with the cocaine, because they didn't turn it over to the police. They said they found loads of cocaine, razor blades. They said that the sheets were bloody, nasty. They found a whole lot of used condoms. And it was a Diddy party, giving in Meek Mill's honor for his birthday. I was like, yo, wow. They said it was disgusting the way that they left the place. So I know they got hit with another bill on top of that $25,000 and the different deposits they had to put down for cleanup and all this other stuff. It was crazy.
Deal emphasizes that these weren't online rumors. They came directly from people who managed the location. And Meek Mill's story isn't the only one expected to be explored. Insiders like Jaguar Wright suggest Meek wasn't just a bystander. He was deeply affected by Diddy's world. Jaguar described how the environment seemed to change him fundamentally, reshaping the person everyone once knew.
As far as I'm concerned, he Meek Milk. I ain't calling him Mill no more. That's milk. That's Meek Milk. Added to the honeycomb. You got a meal.
So you believe the Dwayne Martin story that could have happened?
Of course. Everybody know that shit. Everybody knew they was just ain't nobody know Dwayne was folding him over like that, taking him to Pound Town. And all these black running around marrying these, sitting there convincing other women to go chase a fad. Go get you.
Yeah.
Look at my, isn't he? Can you imagine if these told the truth about their relationships? I want you to meet my husband. He a fat. Would you like to come over? I'll make cookies.
Now, Jag, you know...
That's what these is doing. Hey, young man. Come on over. My husband just wants to touch you for a little while on camera. I promise you, you won't feel a thing. Sniff this.
Okay. So,
really? You stand on red carpets with and you sell an image of lies. Then you influence the public and ask the public to covet and want your life. Who wants that? Who jealous of that? A bunch of whack too afraid to find a real man and real love.
Given how fiercely Meek Mill has fought online rumors about his sexuality, the upcoming documentary could have a massive impact. Next up is Jay-Z, and his case is complicated. He's arguably the most significant figure who could be featured in the follow-up, and the allegations tied to him are staggering. If proven, they could have life-altering consequences beyond just his career.
I-D-D-Y-D-E-V-I-L. The devil. He's the devil. And if he ain't the devil, he is the damn short shepherd for him. He wants to be just like him. Let's get Diddy indicted and let's get Jay-Z up next.
do you believe?
I promise you, whatever the diddler is being looked at for, Sean Carter aided and abetted or was directly involved. It's about to get real tense, and there's a lot of girls and boys who are still trapped inside the machine, working, paying their flesh debts. There's still a lot of them, and they know things that people ain't going to be comfortable with them knowing. What people really need to be worried about is getting all of the witnesses to come forward before they disappear.
The documentary reportedly plans to delve into Jay-Z's role at Def Jam during Rihanna's early career. Stories include how she was brought to the U.S., late-night meetings, and how quickly her life shifted after signing. At the same time, another young artist, Tierra Mari, was dropped from the label. Observers say a pattern emerges in how these decisions were made. There are also allegations that Jay-Z fathered children he refused to acknowledge, like Rye Satherwaite, and more shocking claims that former mistresses may have died under suspicious circumstances. Some even allege that Blue Ivy is not Beyoncé's biological daughter, but the child of Kathy White, a former lover of Jay-Z who died mysteriously.
Get pregnant. Not naturally, not normally. What I do know is this. When Beyonce got on that stage with that fake baby bump.
Oh, yeah.
It was lined up with the same timing of where Kathy White would have been in her second trimester. And when we all watched her get on TV with that fake pregnancy belly that folded over, she sat down. The timeline of when she delivered Blue Ivy lines up almost perfect with the timeline of when Kathy White would have delivered. Wow. We all know that Blue Ivy came from a surrogate. Yep. They shut that hospital down like a president had just been. And parents who had just had children themselves weren't even allowed to see their own kids for 24 hours.
They bounced my family off the 6th floor and from the waiting room and made them go downstairs and get her.
There's a lot of us that are coming together to deal with this issue. This is not by any means just us.
Because of the security that was locking that whole thing down.
$1.3 million is alleged that Beyonce and Jay-Z, the Carters, paid this hospital to have the right to have their baby there in complete secrecy and privacy.
Okay, so the surrogate was carried out and no one heard her speak a word.
Do we know if the surrogate was alive?
They typically turn some of the cameras off so that there was no picture.
Will Diddy start snitching? He better. But the only thing I'm interested in him talking about is everything he knows about Kathy Coriana White. See, I know you know what happened to Corey. Diddy, I know that. You and Jay-Z. Down in Vegas in Tao with Claudia. Why don't you just talk about Kathy? That might help. That might help a lot. Kathy Coriana White, Jay-Z's pregnant mistress, who died 24 hours after she announced that she was going public with their relationship and the baby. While he was married to Beyonce. Was it an aneurysm, Diddy? Or are you the one who paid the same coroner that you... Oh, Diddy, you should talk.
The first documentary seemed to scrutinize almost everyone linked to Diddy, except Jay-Z. When someone that powerful is left out, it naturally sparks questions.
For 4 years, I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters. And the victim-making machine kept going on.
Jay-Z has been notable by his silence since these charges were brought against Diddy. Why do you think that is?
Because that's what he does. He starts little fires everywhere, forces everyone involved to go and carry water while he sneaks away without a response. That changes now, Sean. You must respond. You have no choice. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs have one person in common, professionally and private.
Another A-lister likely to appear is Justin Bieber. His situation is different. He's not expected to be portrayed as having done wrong, rather as someone exposed to adult situations too early and manipulated by Diddy.
Now, when you hear that Usher was wrestling with Diddy in the morning time over cereal, make it make sense. It makes you think a little different. So,
and then when you start seeing the Justin Bieber stuff, you like,
Justin Bieber looked traumatized.
Traumatized, yo.
That look traumatized, Justin, dude. Oh my God. Yo, I wonder what did Diddy do to them? Because Diddy just called Fat Joe. Fat Joe just came out saying that Diddy tried him. He made that pass, called that man a red bone. Like a bitch. Diddy called Fat Joe a red bone like a bitch.
I watched a video of of an interview of Justin Bieber, and he was talking about Billie Eilish, and he was like, he was almost in tears. He's like, I just want to protect her. I just want to keep her safe.
Yeah.
What do you think he went through?
Because he knows what's been happening to Billy. Just like everybody knew what was happening to Millie Bobby Brown girl with Drake. These people are monsters.
Old footage shows Diddy claiming custody of a teenage Justin Bieber for a brief period.
Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose.
In those clips, Justin appears uneasy and unsure. The same goes for Usher, the first young star to live with Diddy at his so-called flavor camp. As a teen, Usher witnessed things that left lasting impressions.
To New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp!
Yeah,
Flavor
that's
Camp.
what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
in the 90s. Do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really.
Come on.
But hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans, Jodeci, Mary J. Blige. They didn't know nothing about this.
Oh,
I was having a good time. You know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat, or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 a.m. with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem. I had like,
what
like
a
a living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
Usher introduced Justin Bieber to Diddy, a move many believe was carefully planned.
Without it, he been sucking on Diddy's a long time. It's time for him to learn how to make this thing happen without the devil's in his mouth or ass.
Oh my God. You don't think if he sued, he'll just Lil Woody the situation and I don't recall? I don't recall.
No, because I think if a victim comes out against Usher, it'll show how egregious it is. Because if he can be a predator, then anybody can be a predator.
Can't smile in your face the whole time.
You feel what I'm saying? Like people look at Usher, they don't see that. They not seeing the victim. They not seeing that boy that got rushed to the hospital. They not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh.
Let's be honest. He took Justin Bieber there. Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute. And his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that. He had already been to the hospital. That situation that Gene was talking about. And you still took Bieber there. But you got custody of him first. Diddy had already tried. They wouldn't let him. Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
It's horrible.
Does that sound like a good guy? Now that we know what Diddy's really like. What kind of fucking asshole do you gotta be
to take another boy, another talented boy, and put him in your place so it ain't gotta be you no more. Because that's what pedophiles do. They get victims, and then once they get to a certain age and they get too old for them to enjoy them, they send them out to go get other young kids. Now, if Usher is a procurer, and if Usher knew what was going to happen to any of those young children that he took to the Flavor Freak office, he a good guy.
Insiders say Usher's segment was deemed too dark for the first film. Even for a documentary focused on Diddy's downfall, it crossed boundaries. Rumors suggest Suge Knight might appear in the second part.
The big question is this. It's not one person didn't know that Puffy was Usher. It's not one person didn't know what the saddest thing in the world is what they did to Justin Bieber.
What was that?
That's bad.
What'd they do to him? Because there's a lot of speculation out there, but nobody. I mean, I've heard things, but what did they really do to him?
That's funny.
When he was a kid.
I hate to say that. I hate to say that because I really like Justin Bieber. I feel bad for Justin Bieber, and this wouldn't have happened if Justin Bieber came from a wealthy family. Justin Bieber pretty much came from a poor family, but the young man was so talented, and he could have been bigger than Michael Jackson. But the depression of the drugs and the stuff they allowed these grown men to do to this little boy is unhealthy, and it's fucked up. No grown men supposed to be getting high and doing drugs and drinking with a kid.
Hey, Suge, yeah, Justin Bieber has been getting this out in different ways. You know, you could see it in his music and just what he's been trying to say without saying it. So, I mean, I think everybody knows what you just stated to be true.
I mean, you had grown men would take Justin Bieber. A grown man take Justin Bieber when he was young to a vacation, a romantic vacation, showing pictures on the Instagram with no women, nobody else but a grown, successful man and this little kid. And even if you and I was going on vacation together, and regardless if the wives mad or not, it's definitely not going to be in me and you. It's going to be mad because we're going to have some there. Or I'm not going to be sitting on no romantic island, just you and me.
Hell
you
no.
know what I mean?
Hell no.
I'd rather take the chance. Of my girl saying, hey, you know, you up there having parties and all, you right. She damn sure ain't going to say this, you and I on a romantic island, that's us.
Hell no.
When they took Justin Bieber and just them, not only is a bad look, it's sad.
Yeah.
But the worst part about it is, everybody said what was done to Usher, and they done to Justin Bieber. And the thing with Usher spent the night and Prima Puppy being in the same bed to do an album, and they never did one song they put out at that time. On top of that, when I met Usher, I came on one time, I'm speaking to the guy because he got good songs. That's out of respect. Young black man. This dude rolled his eyes at me. And so somebody came over and kind of said, Suge, you know, don't have one of your guys do nothing to him. He a good young man, but him and Puffy got a thing. He had a thing. He said, he gave me a look like, you know. And I thought about it. The way he rolled his eyes at me, it wasn't like somebody homie rolled it. It was like I beat up somebody's man. Like I beat his, you know, he the bitch. Like somebody to roll their eyes, like you beat my boyfriend.
Usher, an R&B legend with children, has spent years trying to move past trauma. Leaving him out was a conscious choice. Finally, the most powerful figure of all is Clive Davis. Few grasp his influence. He's not just connected to Diddy, he towers above him. Clive shaped the careers of Whitney Houston, Alicia Keys, and countless others over 5 decades. Diddy didn't navigate the system alone. He learned from Clive.
And I think he's got concerns. Now, he's a powerful guy, no question about it. But did you ever hear anything about him?
Puffy and Clyde, according to Puffy and everybody else, they've been lovers. Shit, Clyde know Ray J, Clyde know Puffy, Clyde know everybody. Mm-hmm. Clyde's that type of guy. And if you notice, somebody sent me a clip one time on my tablet, and somebody asked Clyde about Puffy. They called me, they asked him about him. He acted like he didn't know who the man was. Yeah. Like he never knew him. I mean, what is you hiding, Clyde? You know? Yeah. But at the end of the day, Clyde is one of the guys who got away. But old as Clyde is, he should be able to tell the truth. It ain't like he got a lot to live on earth. I'm quite sure he is slowly coming to a painful end, you know. But everybody is judged differently, and what I mean by that, you take the Fernandez brothers. They all over the news. Anybody get out of prison, I'm fine with that.
Including Clive Davis would have been seismic. Streaming platforms, labels, and media companies all have ties to him. Exposing him could shake the entire industry. Investigative journalist Whitney Webb claims Clive allegedly ran a heroin operation and kept tabs on people.
He got involved in this major payola scandal, which is basically, generally payola is when there's bribery to get, singles of a particular artist or a particular label played more on certain stations, which is illegal. But in the case of Clive Davis, it was payola basically tied to a ring, and his top assistant, his main aide, was known for sort of being a fixer at the label and supplying, these stations they were, allegedly bribing, and also just other people, artists, under the label and whatever, with drugs, with prostitutes, with all sorts of things. Clive Davis arguably evaded charges for that. He got let go of CBS. Why it was kind of hot. The investigation, arguably because they didn't want any of the scandal beyond the payola aspect to come back and bite the company in the butt, basically. And it was that heroin ring, by the way, was tied to organized crime interests. Mainly, I believe the Genovese crime family, which had a kind of a long and storied history in the music industry through roulette records and figures like Morris Levy, who, for example, funded the first hip hop label, Sugar Hill. And so, there's basically been this organized crime effort to dominate those particular labels for some time. And Davis stands accused of people that were once close to, Combs and later became rivals, like Suge Knight, and also his former bodyguard Gene Deal, of sort of training Diddy in this using drugs and sex.
Clive wasn't just a mentor. He was the man who put Sean into power and taught him how to wield it. He didn't simply open doors. He showed Diddy how to operate behind them and exploit them. As the story expands, insiders like Jaguar start connecting dots others avoid.
Apparently, he has this man's confidence. Yeah, I'm sure that man was very confident with his in his mouth. You know what I'm saying? Clive is a whole freak.
You think Clive put him on to all?
I know. Clive, that's what he do. Queen Clive. Long may she reign in hell.
When 50 Cent...
Don't nobody want to talk about why R. Kelly's bus was parked in Clive Davis's driveway, why his tour bus was parked in Clive Davis's driveway at the house where the shit went down between Chris and Rihanna. Don't nobody want to talk about why it was filled with video girls who were being... And he was never questioned by Me Too. Why ain't nobody from Me Too saying anything? They had so much to say about Harvey Weinstein, who's now all his charges is being dropped. So much for their investigation. Guess it was a little paper thin. I don't know. These bitches was mad talkative. They was on the news every goddamn day. And then they brought that witch Rose McGowan, fresh off a breakup with Marilyn Manson, feeling low, gave her a cause. You like the shit you did with Harvey Weinstein, bitch. Don't front. That's real rap.
With all these rumored names, the second documentary could bring some serious revelations. Which other big names do you think 50 Cent might expose next? Share your thoughts in the comments. Crazy revelations coming your way. Which celebrity do you think 50 Cent will expose next? Comment below and make sure to subscribe to Haley Reporter for all the latest gossip and updates.